Hey everybody, welcome back to Next Play Records. I'm Andy. Today's video is going to be a quick one I've been wanting to do for a while. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw one of the records that I'm going to do today. And I'm going to make a video on 10 killer jazz records in my collection that you can get for under $10. So 10 records for under $10. Jazz is the genre for today. And let's go through them. You probably can see behind me some of the killer albums that I've gotten. I've shown a couple of those, but one of my biggest finds here recently is the Joe Henderson Power to the People milestone record from 1969. That is an OG, and I'll show that on a record soon, on a video soon. First one I want to show, jazz records you can get for under $10. Now, some of these have been listed on Discogs for more. Like if you go look them up, you might see some guys trying to get too much for them. But for the most part, and for the median value of all these, it's $10 or less. So first one is the first Pablo record I ever got. First Zoot Sims record that I got in my collection. It's Suddenly It's Spring. Awesome. Kind of like a cool jazz / soul jazz session with Jimmy Rolls, George Mraz, and Era Tana. But you got Zoot Sims on the tenor sax, Jimmy Rolls on the piano, and the quality of recording on that piano, or really the whole session, the quality of recording on this Pablo session is unbelievable. The pressing is great. It's close to audiophile sounding on my system as it gets. But you got George Mraz on the bass and Tana is on the drums. But produced by Norman Granz. I believe he did a lot of the Pablo. And they always have these black and white photos of the guys in the session, which I always love. But when I first saw these, I didn't realize that a lot of them were late 70s, early 80s sessions. I thought maybe it was represses from older sessions due to the black and white, just due to the names on it. But it is really high quality jazz artists making really good music. And this is one of the best. I think I have 4 of Zoot Sims on Pablo, and they're really my favorite sessions from the Pablo label. But anyway, Suddenly It's Spring, killer album for under $10. Next one I have is Johnny Griffin. Johnny Griffin live in Tokyo, and this is on the Inner City Records label. He has Horace Parlan on the piano with him, Mads Vending on the bass, and Art Taylor on the drums. This is a killer live session. Under $10, you can't beat it. Johnny Griffin, unbelievable on saxophone, and to have Art Taylor and Horace Parlan on the session with him, or the show with him in Tokyo, I recommend this, highly recommend this one for under $10. Let me show a few of these labels, and this is a I think a 2 LP set. Yeah, this is a 2 LP set. Live in Tokyo, Inner City label, and I haven't dug into the Inner City label, but I've heard there's a lot of good stuff you can get. Probably that would make this list. Next one I have is another cool label and another session of just legends in the jazz world. This is Crossings, Red Garland, Ron Carter, Philly Joe Jones. What a trio right there. And this is from 1978 on Galaxy Records. There's a picture of the guys right there. Ron Carter, Philly Joe Jones, Red Garland, just killers. And here's your cool Galaxy label for that one. Now that one's kind of got I like the name of it, Crossings, because it's kind of a cross of your old school jazz with post-bop and also a little bit of fusion in that. But very good, killer for under $10. My next one that makes the list is a CTI Ron Carter. I really grabbed this one without even listening. This is a blind buy because I love the cover. Got what looks like I don't know, some kind of, it's like a cross between a cool piggy bank or a motorcycle engine, but obviously the dimes in there tell you a different story. But anyway, Blues Farm by Ron Carter. Love this one. He has tons of CTI, and this is one of my favorite ones. I have a couple of other CTIs of Ron Carter, but those value and sell for well over $10. So this was the only one I could show for this. But you've got Billy Cobham on the drums here, Hubert Laws on the flutes, Ron Carter on the piccolo bass and the stand-up bass, electric piano by Bob James, who kills it on CTI sessions, a percussion by Ralph McDonald. You got electric guitar on a couple of songs, Gene Bertoncini, recorded at Van Gelder Studios in 1973. So very happy to add that killer jazz record for under $10. Next one, and this is one of the biggest surprises. I mean, I feel like it's going to rise in value, but right now the median's like $8. This is two of the best Jackie McLean Prestige sessions on this twofer here, called Contour. But the two sessions are 4, 5, and 6, which was redone on the Prestige series with Analog Productions, and as well as Lights Out, which also is on the Analog Productions reissues. So, I mean, as good as it gets, guys. It's Jackie McLean on alto sax, Donald Byrd on trumpet, Hank Mobley on sax also, which is just the first song on side 4. This is obviously a double LP twofer. Elmo Hope on the piano on some of these songs, Mal Waldron on the piano, Doug Watkins on the bass, and Art Taylor on the drums. Jackie McLean Contour, you can get it for about $8 to $10. Not for long though, that's my guess. On the green Prestige label. Okay, trying to make this a quick video, but still get all these great recommendations out. This one's probably about $3 or $4. Killer, The Hawk Sings, Coleman Hawkins. He's on tenor with Thad Jones on the trumpet. That was the reason I grabbed this. I didn't have any Coleman Hawkins. Saw it in my brother's store early when he was selling records there. Coleman Hawkins, I didn't have any with him. And then Thad Jones on the trumpet made me really want to get it. George Duvier on the bass. Ed Costa on the piano, and the vibes by Eddie Costa's on the piano and vibes, O.C. Johnson on the drums. But some great songs on here. One of my favorites, maybe the last one on side 2, Shadows. Just beautiful, beautiful jazz music right there, guys. And it's on the Crown label. Don't have any other Crown in my collection either, but probably the reason of its low value. I mean, it's not a highly sought after label. Not one of Coleman Hawkins' biggest name albums, obviously, but very cool anyway. Cheap Heat. All right. Sorry for the delay. Next one I have, this would be what? Let's see. 4 more to go. The Real Thing. This is a Muse Records label release by Louis Hayes with Woody Shaw, Renee McLean, Ronnie Matthews, Stafford James, and Slide Hampton. Very cool little cover there. I believe it's one of their nephews on the front. But I love Woody Shaw in this session. And just very sturdy, great jacket. Love the presentation here. I actually opened this one, I think it was last year or the year before, because it's a 1978, and I opened it on my birthday, which I was born when this album came out, September 10th, 1978. And, you know, great cheap session, under $10. Next one, very cool. I mean, you might want to get it for the cover, but the music ain't bad either. Jimmy Smith, Respect. Obviously, he covers Respect. He does Mercy, Mercy, Mercy on here, Funky Broadway, Get Out of My Life, and T-Bone Steak. This is a very funk, soul, organ-led session by Jimmy Smith on Verve. And personnel, Grady Tate, Eric Gale on the guitar, Ron Carter on the bass. He's got a couple of other guys on a few songs that play those instruments. But this has got the original Verve label there for Jimmy Smith, Respect, with the karate brown belt, it looks like, on the front. Next, oh, this was a killer. I put this on Instagram too when I found it. Now this is Wayne Shorter's VJ releases as a twofer, and I mean $8 I think I paid for it, but it's got the 2 of the VJ releases that I've always wanted, and they're hard to come by in good condition, but I believe it doesn't tell me here. I believe it is Young Lions and maybe Introducing Wayne Shorter or something like that. No, Waning Moments. It's Waning Moments and the Young Lions. So you got Lee Morgan on here. You've got Where's my lineup here? Where's my lineup? I thought it'd be on here. I know Art Blakey might be on here with him, but definitely Lee Morgan. Anyway, killer twofer to look up, under $10. Wayne Shorter's VJ releases on the GNP Crescendo label. If y'all know anything else that was released on here, it's very good sounding. I was very surprised at the quality. So might not be a bad 2-record set for somebody else other than Wayne Shorter, but we're killing it with that one. And the last one, a Blue Note twofer, Horace Silver, the Trio sides, and this is a complete long unavailable Blue Note Trio recordings by Horace Silver with Curly Russell, Gene Ramsey, Piercy Heath, Doug Watkins, Art Blakey, Louis Hayes. So you have a side that has Louis Hayes on the drums on one. You got on the other side, it would be Blakey on the drums. And it's kind of mix and matches those names I just said. But, I mean, classic Horace Silver led piano trios twofer. So tons of good music on here. Under $10. And there you have it. That's the 10th one. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Sorry if I rushed through this, but I wanted to make it a quick one. Everybody can watch, get some great recommendations. Those are all highly recommended. In the age of a little overpriced audiophile, $40 records, take a break from that. If it's something you don't really need, go hunt down some $6 to $10 jazz cheap heat instead. All right. Until next time, keep spinning that next play.